Hello and welcome to Be in the Spotlight. And my guest today is Vikas. And Vikas, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce the topic that we're going to be talking about today, it'll be very much appreciated.
For sure, for sure. Thanks for like a quick introduction of myself, too. So, hello everyone. My name is Vikas Chauhan, and basically I'm the partnership manager over the at CollabAI, and I do talk about the technology and the AI and how technology and AI can help the small, mid-sized business owners. Apart from the small and mid-sized business owner, how technology and AI can help the individuals as well. Because nowadays we are seeing that people are using technology and AI, but they don't know how to use that in a particular manner where we can save around 20 to 30% of our daily routine time. So that's something I am doing, and I am making people aware from the technology and its uses for the positive side.
Brilliant.
So that's something about me. Yep.
Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, that's great. So I want to just sort of take us on the journey because obviously being the spotlight is about the journey that you've been on and perhaps the challenges that you've faced and how you've overcome them and embracing the technology. So
Mm.
I know it's very much about the story, your story. So what inspired you
Correct.
to venture into the field of web, mobile and software consultancy, which I know has been part of your background?
For sure. So when I was studying in my master's in the IT, so there was always ambition in my mind and in my heart, which I wanted to follow from the very beginning of my career. I always thought to help the people who stuck at some point and don't have any direction to go further. That time, I realized that I have skills in the IT. I have completed my master's in IT. So why not to help people via consulting in the software, mobile application, or maybe web? At that time, back into 2018, AI was not in that much of limelight or not in the picture.
Mhm.
But yes, later on, things got changed. People adapted the new technologies, and similarly, I have done with myself as well. I have adapted the new technologies, learned some new skills, and tried to help the people. Because of this nature of helping people, that's the something where I have decided to get into this and help the people. And I got some inspiration to do like pursue my career in the IT industry.
Mm,
And I think till that day to till now, it's like around 7 years.
mm,
But yes, time flies. I didn't realize, and I have helped like many of the customers. Some of them are from the USA, some of them are from Europe, some of them are from UK, Australia, across the globe, we can say.
mm.
I have helped many clients and many customers and consulted them in a various areas. So that's my story. And that's
Oh,
how I got inspiration to get into this.
brilliant, brilliant. I was going to say, yeah, I did do the masters, but I can see about the IT story and the journey and the stuff. Can you share with us a moment or a project where thinking outside the box has led you to a breakthrough solution in that
For
journey?
sure, for sure. So over here, I would like to share a quick and small story which happened to me in my past time, where I got the chance to connect with like-minded business professional. But at that time, they were facing some challenges, and they were not sure that how they can overcome those challenges and how they can reach on that point where they can overcome the challenges and get start getting some fruitful incomes, maybe we can say ROI or the business results,
Mm,
anything. So that client was based in Middle East country, and he was in the logistic domain. At that time, he was having a multiple issues in the supply chain management structure within the business.
hmm
Later on, we realized that after connecting with them, that they were established around 3 to 4 supply chain management mediums, and they all are getting conflicted with each other.
mm,
And because of that, they are facing challenges in their logistic business. and they are not fulfilling their customers' requirement.
mm,
So at that time, we have designed one particular infrastructure from the scratch
mhm,
for their business,
mhm,
where even they were not thinking something about this. I stretched my mind. I thought outside of box
mhm,
and like sorted down all 3 to 4 supply chain management mediums which were already there within in their business.
mm,
And for that, around 1 or 2 months, I have invested to learn the basics of the supply chain management.
mm,
So after learning that, I understood the business
mm,
and like designed the whole infrastructure from the scratch
mm,
and like prepared a blueprint and presented to the client that this is something which we can do for you, where you can overcome those challenges which you are facing right now.
mm,
And after that, you will be getting some fruitful outcomes. Maybe not immediately, but it
mm,
will take some months
mm, mm,
and they trusted on us. It took around 5 to 6 months
mm,
to build that infrastructure which
mm,
we have proposed to them.
mm,
And after 5 to 6 months, we like delivered that solution to them.
mm,
And maybe around it took 7 to 8 months. And after 7 to 8 months, they drastically noted down 35% of business growth
mm,
and 35% of the along with the 35% of the business growth,
mm,
they find out that 60 to 70% of their challenges are already solved because
mm,
of this solution. And
mm,
all the conflicts which were already there before the solution got deployed, it was solved around 60 to 70%. So that's the power of the technology.
mm,
And that's the something which I have done within my life and my career of the 7 years of career,
mm,
where I realized that this is something where I like stretched myself outside of the box and
mm.
did the things for the better solution and for the better business ROIs of my client.
Mm, mm. It's a great thing. I think sometimes when you aren't able to think outside the box, you're so sort
Yes,
of enclosed and you can't see a way of doing that. And I think that's one of the
correct.
things that I found with the work that I
Mm,
do. There's always more than one way of doing stuff, and not everybody is able to do it one way, and that you
correct.
have to um think, as you say, outside of the box, different ways of doing things to try and in order to achieve it. I'm currently working with someone at the moment who's a partial amputee, and it's working with the keyboard and doing things differently to the
Mm,
norm. So you're looking at different ways of doing things in order to make sure that learning is accessible. So that's really good. Great, great. Just noticed my camera's frozen. Just one moment.
for sure. For sure.
Back in the room again.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
typical technology.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Correct.
Um, so just like going like that with what we're thinking of there. Oops, just getting something else reminding myself of this as well. Um,
Mhm.
is that yeah, when you so that actually led into some of the challenges that I face. I get a lot of challenges that I have to deal with in the classroom, and
Mhm.
even with some of the private clients, and being able to adapt technology or to use the technology. What would you say were some of the challenges or the most common challenges that business are facing in your experience, and how do you guide them through those challenges?
So the business which are facing the challenges right now from the technology perspective. If particularly I talk about the technology, then there is a no challenges right now. But there is a 3 to 4 more, I think I can say the things, 3 to 4 streams are there where business need to take care of it and they must need to adopt it because right now these days technology is the most important thing to run the business.
Mm,
Even if you are running your business offline, you
mm,
have an in-person shop, or maybe you are running a virtual business
mm,
online, doesn't matter, but you need to take care those 3 to 4 things which I'm going to share with you
Mm-hmm.
right now. First of all, at least do your homework and get a basic clear picture in your mind about the technology
Mm,
before taking deep dive into technology.
mm,
Because if I don't know what I'm going to do and I'm just directly picking my bags
mm,
and just living for the journey, then it doesn't make any sense because I don't know where I have to go.
mm,
So I need to decide the destination. So
mm,
something similar to that,
mm,
businesses need to decide their goals
mm,
from the technology perspective, like where they want it to go
mm,
within next 2 to 3 years, or maybe within next 3 to 4 years.
mm,
And after deciding that goal, they need to do some basic homework, like what is the technology and how they wanted to utilize this technology within their business.
mm,
That's the first thing.
mm,
If you are willing to implement the marketing and the sales operation
mm,
through the technologies, then I would suggest start with the basic. Because if you are not sure, even business owners are not sure that how it will go
mm,
and what kind of fruits they will be getting from
mm,
this marketing strategy, or maybe from implementing a sales channel
mm,
using the technology.
mm,
For that, they need to start with the small. If they are taking a big step for the first time, then definitely it would be like we can say back burner or fire on the business.
mm,
So for that, at least start with the small chunks.
mm,
Learn from that. If you are doing mistakes, if you are getting failure,
mm,
learn from that failure.
mm,
Improve that your mistakes, improve
mm,
your failures,
mm,
and after that, like grow your initiatives.
mm,
First time you are supposed for the first time you are just investing 10% of the technology for the marketing and sales.
mm,
And if
mm,
you are getting success, then next time increase it and from 10% to take it 20%.
mm,
So
mm,
that's something where they need to take care of.
mm,
And if they are not sure that they can't be able to adopt the technology, or
mm,
maybe they don't have much time
mm,
to learn about the technology and do the basic homework,
mm,
in that kind of case, I will suggest to business owners or maybe the business communities to connect with the appropriate IT service provider or
mm,
technology consultant to get that things done on behalf of them for their business.
mm,
So
mm,
that's the best way where they don't need to even invest their time,
mm,
learn the thing.
mm,
They just need to outsource the thing, or they just need to provide the things to the technology guy or maybe
mm,
technology company. They will take care of everything.
mm,
They just
mm,
ask you for your goal.
mm,
Once you share your goals, they will take over from there and help you to reach your goal.
mm, mm.
So that's the something which I believe that these are the some common challenges uh, which is very crucial while you think about adopting the technology.
Yeah, no, you've made a point there, Vickers, because I think the thing is when you are starting on your journey, you've got an idea,
Mm,
but you don't necessarily know how it's going to pan out. You try things, um,
correct.
and you make mistakes, especially if you're on your own,
Right.
and you sort of learn it. And there is a lot of I won't call it pressure, but I would say a lot of influence out there with people saying, "Oh, you've got to
Mm,
do X, Y, and Z to achieve your
mm,
goals." And I don't disagree with that. But I think that you have to go through some of the challenges to learn from the mistakes that you've
correct.
made in order to get a
Right.
clearer journey. And I think that it would be
Mm,
very easy to spend a lot of money outlaying at the beginning that you don't actually know what you're doing, and you
mm,
can be vulnerable to the people that want to make money out of you. And I think, that's where you've got to err on the side of caution,
mm,
and be careful. I mean, I took a very, very long time before I decided to invest in what I'm currently doing. And I've been
mm,
learning an awful lot about myself and the process in my latest transformation. But I've also built up a very good network of people around me that are very
mm,
techie minded or business minded, or, I've got a very extreme network of very valuable people that I've made contact with that has
mm,
been beneficial to me. So I've been able to ask questions and ask
mm,
for things. Which has helped me. Not so many
mm.
people have
Correct.
got that experience or got that network around them, and they can fall victim to the, let's get quick,
Mm,
rich quick
right.
type schemes without having a clear idea. Or it's not so much having the clear idea, but the understanding of why we do it. And I think although you can fast track, you do need to have part of that learning experience in order to understand it better. So I think in my area it would be like, the people that I work with, they would more likely invest in getting a VA to do the support for them rather than
Mm,
learning the skills themselves. Whereas I feel that you need to have an understanding of how to do the jobs yourself, because at the end of the day it's
correct.
your business. And then you need to then make sure that when you are outsourcing, they're doing, the work for you that you want, etc., etc. So it does come in the clarity and the doing. And I saw a really good post, um, actually from my business mentor. So I'm going to actually mention her just in case she watches it. So I'm currently in a training program called Business Builder with Shani Taylor, who's actually been crowned the
Mm,
Global Coach of the Year. And she
that's great.
she talks about in the path of the journey that you're on. But you can do so much by yourself. But when you get to
Mm,
the destination where you're trying to go, you don't know where you're going, and you need that sort of map and direction. And I think that
mm,
goes a lot with the work that you and I do. A lot of people can teach themselves certain amounts of stuff, but when it actually comes
mm,
to getting more involved in the more techie side of things, you need that extra bit of experience in order to be able to help people on the journey.
correct.
And a lot of people
Yes.
don't realize that they sort of they don't invest in that type of training, which I think is what they need to give them more support. Doesn't mean to say they've got to do everything, but getting that idea of,
Right.
understanding, and for me, talking to you about AI has been brilliant. I mean, I know you do far more than AI, but, if you'd asked me to have a conversation with you 18 months ago about AI, I
Mm,
wouldn't have had a clue. But because I've been training and learning myself about it, I've obviously got a lot more
mm,
confident. Nothing like the amount that you do, but enough to be able to talk about it when we're talking about it in the classrooms, and the benefits of it. Obviously, about the other side of it to be the caution as well. But it's so
mm.
it's really good. So which sort of leads into the next question I was going to say to you. Have you actually encountered resistance from clients who are hesitate to embrace AI, and how do you address those concerns if you do?
Right now, these days, AI is confusing many people. I'm not saying that AI is well adopted by the peoples, or people are not getting hesitated to adopt the AI. Your question is very valid, I think. And many people are still there who don't know the concept of the AI and
Mm,
how AI will be worked, and
mm,
how AI will be going to pretend that a particular way of the technology in the near future.
mm,
So that's a big question, I think so. And there is a multiple answer for these questions from the multiple point of views.
mm,
But over here, I would be sharing my point of view.
mm,
I have like connected with many people who like don't know even what is technology.
mm,
So AI is just like another deal for them because they are very non-technical person. They were like a business-centric people
mm,
and they were having a clear ideas in
mm,
their mind, but they
mm,
don't know that how to get these things done for their business using the
mm,
technology. That's
mm,
why they came to us.
mm,
And at that time, when we like proposed something within the AI or maybe related to AI, they do like pretend themselves that they are not like adopting the AI or accepting the AI
mm,
because
mm,
they have heard some negative things
mm,
from the people like
mm,
AI is going to take over the jobs of the humans,
Yeah, yeah.
and humans will be going to be jobless in the near future. So that's why
Mm,
they got like worried about it. And
mm,
whenever we propose this kind of solution, they do pretend to not accept the AI related solution.
mm,
But at that time, we need to like address the challenges, and we need to provide the value that if you have this challenge, and that's why you came to us, and
mm,
we are trying to solve this challenge using
mm,
AI. So it's not going to take your jobs or
mm,
maybe replace you, because
mm,
at the end, human powers and human ability
mm.
can't be replaced by AI.
No, no.
So we have a mind.
Yeah.
It's up to you that like how you are using your brain and how
Mm,
you are handling the AI. It's all up to you.
mm,
So that's the thing
mm,
where even right now, if you see that in the market, people are talking about the AI agents,
mm, mm,
and AI agents are taking over the like HR, marketing,
mm,
operational,
mm,
sales, that kind
mm,
of things,
mm,
basic things, analysis, that kind of things to the next level. So it doesn't mean that humans will be losing the job who are doing the HR job, sales job, marketing
mm,
jobs,
mm,
or maybe analysis kind of jobs. They are losing the job. It doesn't mean that. It's like something where it's like boon for the humans who are in this techno industries or in this field.
mm,
They can use this AI agent, and they can reduce their time of work maybe
mm,
by the 20 to 30%, or
mm,
maybe sometime it can go up as well.
mm,
It's up to you that how you adapt the technology and how you implement within your business or for your business.
mm,
So it's like depends on that part, and it will give the outcomes accordingly.
mm,
So yes, I totally agree with your question that I have encountered this kind of scenarios, and
mm,
I have faced this kind of situations. But
mm,
at that time, we need to keep our mind very calm, and we need to like deal with the clients that
mm,
you are non-technical guy, but this is the something which you
mm,
are right now facing in your business, and AI
mm,
is helping you to solve
mm,
this
mm,
challenge or maybe
mm,
problem.
mm,
So that's the best way. Like consulting, according to me, throughout my career, consulting is the art where
mm,
I do people, like I do connect with the people and try to explain them. This
mm,
is something where
mm,
you can grow yourself or maybe
mm,
grow your business and
mm,
take it to the next level.
mm,
So
mm,
that's something which I do think.
mm. That is a good point. I mean, obviously your client base and my client base are going to be talking at totally different levels of this, but
Hmm.
my audience will be the classroom audience, that is, will be at the
Hmm.
moment they're not using it, that they're afraid of it. It's the fear of the unknown type of
Hmm.
thing. So there are a lot of concerns over, what you put in, what's happening with the data, all that sort of security side, which obviously ties into this,
Hmm.
into, the online
Correct.
safety and stuff like that. So there is a lot of worry about that. And I have to be honest with you, that was probably me 18 months ago as well. But I was challenged to change my way of thinking, and it was from a guy that was on is on Instagram actually, that does a lot of the stuff AI, and I was always quite sort of skeptical. And he was the one that challenged me to use it, and I started using it, and I was quite surprised how I used it then to how I use it now is completely different because I've grown in what
Correct.
I do. And then of course you had all of the rush of everybody doing, oh, how to use AI to create all your marketing posts, to do this, do that, run your whole business on AI. You don't need to do, you don't need to do anything anymore, and selling, prompts that you can use and things like that. And I
Hmm.
have to say I've tried out some of those prompts and things like that. Um, but again, if you aren't clear in the vision of what it is you're doing or what
Correct.
it is you're trying to achieve,
Yes.
then it's absolutely useless, really. It doesn't
Right.
help you um, at all. But what I found with it is it's been great as like a listening tool to help you with your
Hmm.
thoughts and get your ideas down. And
Hmm.
somebody that's like myself, who's neurodiverse and has a lot of
Hmm. Right.
ideas, it's been very good at picking out and helping with the neurodiverse challenges. And it's interesting because
mm,
I've spoken to a couple of other people that I know who are neurodiverse, and they found the same sort of thing. The chatting with the AI
correct.
rather than prompting brings out far more creative results and things like that. So it's actually become a form of programming that the way that you're programming it to develop it. And that for me has become my challenge, is how do I phrase things to get the stuff out that I'm wanting, because I know straight away when it comes back whether that's what I want it to say and what it's not, type of thing. But it also helps me to get ideas where I struggle with that clarity. So I definitely think it's been a
Mm,
tool that's been useful in helping with that. And the
mm,
other one that I think has been really useful, and I always put it down to the simple thing, start of all, have you used like Siri, or have you used Alexa and things like that? If you're using that type of technology, then you actually are using the technology without realizing it.
correct.
So,
Right, right.
I work with a lot of learners that English isn't their first language, and sometimes the speaking of the English has also been a challenge anyway for them. So,
Right.
and of course, I don't speak their language, so it has been. So we look at ways of doing it, and two cases that I've had recently. One was with working with a client who was from the Ukraine, and at the time she
Okay.
still didn't speak very good English. So I actually asked the AI tool that I use, if it could do Ukrainian. Well, I asked about translating it, and it gave the typical things about translating. And I said, "Well, do you actually?" Can you actually do it yourself? Oh, yes, of course I can do it. So I then got it to translate it into Ukrainian.
Mm,
So I rang,
mm,
I then ran it back to translate from Ukraine to English, and it came out as good English. And then I said, okay, because I'm obviously going to be working with a client, I can't have it all in Ukrainian. I'd need to have the English as well. So I got it created
right.
dual resources in the two languages. So that was
Mm,
that was really good. Um, and then
mm,
what I've also found now is that some of the people are coming in the classroom, as I said, English isn't their strong language, and then trying to read the forms. So what we've started doing is
mm,
using the mobile phones and the app on the phone to take the photo of the text, to then run it through the translation thing so they get it translated,
correct.
and then turn it back again to do like that. So it's all using the technology to help, which
Right.
is when they say, oh wow, we didn't know that. And I thought, well, it's to get them started and removing the fears. So it's definitely helped start to build their confidence, which is obviously what we wanted to
Mm,
do. So so that's that from my little point of view, is sort of how I'm sort of introducing it. But what I want to sort of know now is, how do you help small businesses to integrate the AI into their operations without overwhelming them, and and sort of how you would sort of, yeah, take the process. And if we sort of focus it, I'm just thinking of the sort of the dual area of interest. So people I tend to work with or are more in, say, the education or coaching or that type of business. But ultimately, any small business owner that that might be struggling,
mm.
how would you effectively integrate that into their business?
So let me talk on this, or let me give you the correct example on this for this question for the education businesses, because I know that you are from the education business
Yeah.
and you have most of the audience which is relevant to the education, right?
Hmm.
Suppose you are individual business owner where you are running your coachings for the different courses, the different technologies.
Hmm.
Sometimes it would be on the Microsoft,
Yeah.
sometimes it would be on the Outlook,
Yeah.
or maybe sometime it on another digital tools,
Yeah.
maybe some kind of online tools,
Hmm.
desktop application or something like that.
Hmm.
So definitely, as an individual, there is a too much thing in your mind which you can't be able to remember all the things at the one time.
Hmm.
And for that, you would be managing something somewhere
Hmm.
within your PC, tablet. or maybe laptop or maybe your mobile phone where
Mhm.
you will be getting keep reminded for your task.
Mhm.
Like at this time you are delivering this course, at this time you will be recording this session, at this time you will be preparing this content or
Mhm.
delivering this email, something like that.
Mhm.
So integration of the AI can be done in the proper way, and after integration of the AI or maybe a well-known LLM,
Mhm.
you can reduce this work things from your list and
Mhm.
you can just focus on your priority task. Suppose
Mhm.
you have a 10 tasks in your bucket for the today, but you wanted to focus on five important tasks. The rest
Mhm.
five is not that much important. You
Mhm.
can deliver it or maybe ask it to the AI to do the first five tasks. You don't need to focus on it.
Mhm.
So that's something
Mhm.
for the small and mid-size of business. Even sometimes we get confused as a education business owner. I am just placing myself on your place. I'm
Mhm.
just giving the answer for this question.
Mhm.
Like suppose I am an individual and I am teaching the course, but sometimes even I get confused that if I wanted to release any new course, I get confused that what topic I should cover now,
Mhm.
what topic I should pick now
Yeah.
for the new course.
Yeah.
So that time, AI agent can act as an expert and
Yeah.
come to you and just suggest the new course
Yeah.
ideas. Like because you can prepare a course on this thing
Yeah.
and this technology and this
Yeah.
module and this tool
Yeah.
and ask a student to enroll for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that
that's
is,
something.
yeah, that is exactly the way I've been leveraging it because I've not looked at it for a lot of the things that they've been asking you or put out to it. I've been putting it to the education resources because the amount of courses that I'm doing and the content writing. I've put it to use to help me to create the resources. I
Mm,
still then pull it
mm,
all together and how I package it and how I deliver it because ultimately it's me that's still the delivering and it's been
mm.
also good because if there are things that you're not sure on you've got that it's giving you that extra
Right.
bit of stuff as well so it certainly has speeded up the amount of stuff that I feel that I'm able to produce in the work now and how I leverage it but I wouldn't have
Mm,
gone that I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't have gone down the path that I've done and learnt and taught myself through how I do it. And I know that the education sector to begin with were very hesitant about using AI. It wasn't, considered to be
correct.
the done thing. But I have noticed that there are groups out there now that are looking at
Mm,
supporting using AI in technology in the classroom and as a tool. And I think, that is important. But I think what you need to do is when I look at something now, I can tell that's AI, and then I can look at something I've written now, that's me. And the difference between how it's writing it and how it's the personalized touch, I think that is quite a skill that it has to develop. And I think that comes from the conversations that you have with it and things like that. So to people that are worrying about it. It's not something you're going to get overnight. You've got to train it. You've got to coach it.
correct.
Um, and that comes from the action that you do and the taken that you've taken. Um, which sort of leads me on to the next part, really about using it for setting goals and implementing it. Particularly, sort of a lot of people in my network now tend to be the sort of the solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, small people. So how would you? So somebody that's not starting out. So I've already said that I've been 18 months on my journey. I'm not an expert, but I'm an expert in the
Mm.
making of what it is I use it for and how I do it. For somebody that hasn't started doing that, um, how would you suggest for them to set realistic goals that they can implement, that they can build up to be using it successfully? What would you say would be your tips for doing that? Your for introducing it?
So, like in this case, if someone wants to start from the scratch and they don't have a clear picture in their mind, so for that, first of all, what they exactly need to do. Like identify your business first,
Mm-hmm.
as you are in the educational domain. So you need to figure out that where you are standing right now and where you want to go in the next 3 to 5 years.
Mm,
After that, you would be able to figure out like what steps you need to take to reach over that milestone or
mm,
maybe that goal.
mm,
So for that, you need to decide the starting point and ending point. And after that, you need to take a small steps.
mm,
Like suppose as an education business, I don't want to go and burn myself for and burn out the business. So I will start as an individual for the first few years or maybe first few months. I will do individually everything on my own. And
mm-hmm.
after that, if I am getting more students, then I will start hiring two or three. I will like hire two or three people, and I ask them to do the specific task. Maybe someone will handle admission levels task, like
Mm,
how to students can enroll the course and join our academy or
mm,
opt in for any course. So
mm,
first, one person would be handling the admission and enrollment part.
mm,
Another person would be handling the teaching part, and
mhm,
after that, there would be another person who would be like managing how to keep engaged your
mm,
students
mm,
or maybe the learners.
mm,
Suppose any students have completed one course from me, but
mm,
now I wanted to sell another course to that student. Then another person would be there. The third person would be there who
mm,
would be like doing a cross-selling or upselling kind of
mm,
activities
mhm,
for your existing students. And also that person would be trying to do attract the new students as well.
mhm,
So these are the three pillars:
mhm,
operations, sales, and marketing.
mhm,
Whenever you start with the small,
mm,
these are the three pillars. And if anyone wants to start from the scratch with the technology or maybe without the technology,
mm,
these are the three pillars where you need to build your base for your
mm,
business.
mm,
And so these are the three pillars which you need to concrete within your business.
mm,
And it like plays the crucial role when you are building from the base. So make sure that you are not missing anything in these three streams.
mm,
So that would be helpful for the longer run. Maybe
mm,
you go as an individual, or maybe
mm,
you hire a team after some time or some years. But yes, this would be a beneficial for the business,
mm,
and the fruits which you are expecting to achieve or
mm,
getting from the business, you will
mm,
easily get it. So
mm,
that's my advice for this particular thing.
mm. That's good advice. Good advice. Yeah, and that also really goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the scaling and growing and sometimes
Correct.
taking taking the leaps too quickly because you feel that's what everything is
Mm,
doing, and you're setting yourself up to fail or you can't sustain it. And as you said, you end up to burn out and things like that. And I think I did that in the beginning. I was, or you have to do this, you have to do that,
mm,
this, that, and the other. And I was doing all of these things, and it was, and I'm sort of thinking, oh my God, overwhelmed with all of it.
yeah.
And then, you end up, it slides or you have to park it. And I think, it's setting you up to fail because you're not, you've got you've got to do something and do something well in order to see that it's working and then build up and build up and build up on that. So it is challenging. It is challenging. And I think that
Correct.
irresistible offer was the thing that, really what is that irresistible offer? The wow, I need it. So um, so anyway, that's still another story. But yeah. So again, we're talking about the education professionals, but obviously there's a lot of people out there that are not necessarily techie, and they're specialized, they're professionals in their field, but not in the area of technology. And certainly when it comes to building confidence in using the tech, and like I was saying earlier, they're more likely to pay for a VA
Mm,
or, tech support to do it. But equally, there are the people that starting up with nothing and are trying to build on nothing. And that is more challenging. So how would you say what advice would you give to those non-techie professionals to build their confidence to use the technology? And where do you see continuous education coming into play in that role?
Over here, wanted to build the confidence in the technology. It's nothing like where I can say like if you are non-technical guy, we as a human, it's our human nature that we need to adapt the things and we need to learn new things every day because things are not getting older day by day. Things
Mm,
are getting new. Things are
mm,
getting upgraded day by day.
mm,
Even we go back around 30 years back, we haven't heard anything about the carbon footprint. Right
mm,
now, the world across the globe, each
mm,
and every country is talking about the carbon footprint. Now they
yeah.
are taking care of the environment and
Mm,
everything. So
mm,
that's the something. Things are going and upgrading themselves, and things are and technologies are getting upgraded day by day. So
mm,
for that, suppose I think that's the best example. I believe that in 2010 we were using a keyboard phone.
mm,
We were not aware like we will be getting a touch screen phone
mm, mm,
where we can access the everything and we can click the pictures and everything.
mm, mm,
Even we were not sure about this, but
mm,
right now we are using the iPhones,
mm,
Android phones,
mm,
where you can like record the video, clear,
mm,
get click the clear pictures,
mm,
and you can just connect with either on the video calls
mm,
and just do the live chats through the WhatsApp or maybe through the Instagram or any other social media. So
mm,
that's the benefit and that's the power of the technology. If you
mm,
want to stay updated right now, this day with the current trends, then it's your duty to that like get uh, get this homework done for yourself
mm,
and learn the basic ins and outs about the
mm,
technology.
mm,
Even if you are like making an online payment, then
mm,
you need to make sure that you are not getting fooled by
mm,
someone or
mm,
maybe fraudsters.
mm,
So that's something.
mm,
If you are like adopting the technology partially, then it would be much hectic for you.
mm,
So knowing the basic ins and outs,
mm,
it's a beneficial for ourselves as
mm,
an individual level or maybe as a human level to
mm,
live the daily routine life.
mm,
So that's the power of the technology. And
yeah.
second question, like what role does continuously play in education domain to
Mm,
staying ahead in tech-driven world? So over here, for the educational professionals, like education professionals, maybe they are individuals or
mm,
they have a team, a
mm,
small or mid team or maybe big team.
mhm,
They all need to adapt the technologies along with AI.
mm,
Because right now,
mm,
you won't believe that. I have one whole concept in my mind for the educational organization.
mm,
They don't need to do anything manually.
mm,
Their team just need to like just give it a simple prompt
mm,
and things will be done on the fingertips
mm,
within the few seconds.
mm,
That's the power of the AI.
mm,
Many education streams and many education organizations and
mm,
coaching centers are right now adopting the technology, but
mm.
they are not accepting the AI
No.
because they feel, yes, they feel that our stream, our forte is to learn the things from the books and
Mm,
help people or teach to the people.
mm,
And AI, if AI will enter in our business, then it will be like getting to faded,
mm,
like our skills will be getting faded.
mm,
No, that's not something like that.
mm,
AI will be doing everything on
mm,
behalf of you for your students. It
mm,
doesn't mean that your knowledge is not getting utilized,
mm,
or maybe what we can say that you will be not getting involved in day-to-day routine. You will be getting involved in your day-to-day routine. Your knowledge is getting utilized in a proper
mm,
way.
mm,
But yes, it's reducing your stress and
mm,
giving you a relaxed a
mm,
peace of mind where you
mm,
don't need to like worry much about the time and task.
mm, mm.
Right
And
now, one education organization with whom I worked, they
mm,
are actually tutoring center,
mm,
and they are located in the Paris,
mm,
and they are doing something. where we have built one AI centralized portal
mm,
for all the staff, teachers, and
mm,
all students.
mm,
Students need to appear in the test online.
mm,
Teachers are not preparing any questions on their own.
mm,
They just like providing all the lessons of and all the chapters to the AI, and
mm,
AI will be building the question set for
mm,
their students.
mm,
And students need to appear in the exam. And once students finish their exam,
mm,
they just need to submit their paper online. And
mm,
once they submit, AI will be checking all the question sheets
mm,
and answer sheet and giving the marks to the student.
mm,
So
mm.
that's the power of the technology.
Yeah, yeah. And that I've seen that transformation happening with what I do and what I teach and
Yes.
how it's being delivered. Definitely. I mean, when I in my previous role when I was a curriculum manager, I used to oversee the exams that we did in the centres, and we all did paper based. I didn't want to do it online. We
Hmm.
did it, so we made a lot of work for ourselves, but we had consistently high above the average national average with what our results were, and I'd got the team trained really well.
Hmm.
And then coming back to doing the digital skills, it's obviously been online and the platforms. So we still got some marking that we do, but a lot of it now is getting online marked, automated processes and things like that. So even in the short 3 years I've been doing the digital skills, the use of the technology and how it's changing and is evolving. I mean, the current one that we're using now is completely all simulations and no real world creations of stuff at
Hmm.
all, and you're thinking, oh my God, because you can't replicate that in the classroom teaching, so you have to sort of adapt.
Hmm.
This is the type of thing you could be doing, but it's online, it's in it's in the bubble contained in it and stuff like that. So it is, yeah,
Hmm.
the amount of stuff, how it's changed is definitely changing. And I think the thing is, if we don't continually um, educate ourselves and update our skills, we are going to be left behind. And those are the people that, we were talking about earlier about jobs being at risk in that.
Right.
It's because you haven't taken that step to use that technology. So the technology won't replace you, it's assisting you. It might replace
Hmm.
some parts of it, but at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you are using it to help you to develop your role, not replace you
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And I think that is the thing. Nobody's asked me to do what I've been doing. I've done it upon myself, but I can see the benefits of doing that, and sidetracking a little bit, but the use of social media and the technology that's out there. If you don't start to use the technology, you get left behind, and if
Yes.
you don't use it, you lose it. So it's a continuous process of making sure that you keep on going and developing these skills, not just in the
Correct.
use of AI, but in all areas of technology. And that really sort of is talking now to the future. What trends do
Hmm.
you foresee AI sort of how do you see the transformation of our businesses in the future with the use of AI? And what do you think we should be doing if we aren't doing already? What steps do you think we should be doing to prepare for that future?
Uh, Future is like very predictable. If you talk about the technology and the AI, things are already decided. If you have seen the recent interview of the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he clearly said and stated over there in the interview that SaaS business will be going to collapse because AI agents and the AI LLMs are going to take over the SaaS businesses. There's no place for them. Maybe in next upcoming years, you won't be able to see any kind of SaaS business because the mainstream of the SaaS business and like a revenue generation stream, it's like subscription or maybe we can say a pricing, monthly pricing, or maybe one-time cost, that kind of thing. But if you are getting all things done with the one AI agent or maybe two AI agents, you need to buy 10 subscription for the 10 different works, but you just buy one subscription and creating 10 agents for all those 10 works, then why you will invest for the SaaS business or any kind of SaaS subscription?
mm,
It's a very pretty simple and very like straightforward thing.
mm,
So yes, people need to be prepared. Maybe it's a educational business, maybe finance business, healthcare, or maybe logistic, transport, or maybe any kind of e-commerce business, whatever are there in the whoever business or what kind of business present in the market right now. It doesn't matter, but they need to like be prepared to adapt the advancements of the AI, and they need to make sure that they are integrating these latest technologies like IT infrastructures, AI, LLMs, that kind of things within their business. They
mm,
are taking at least a small chunk of benefit of these kind of technologies within their business.
mm.
So that's something that they need to learn.
Yeah, yeah, agree. So I think you've sort of answered it a little bit anyway, but
Mm.
where do you see the technology going to the next 5 or 10 years? I mean, do you have a plan of how you see your role and what you're doing developing? And if so, where do you think, you know, where do you think as an individual we should be prioritizing our efforts now to make sure that we don't get left behind? What do you plan to do for yourself, and what do you think you could suggest to say somebody like me that's not so as high tech as you, but
Mm.
but still on
Uh,
that path, you know, where do we want to be focusing our energies now, do you reckon, for the future, that
I
is?
will recommend, yes. So this question is actually very interesting questions. Like it's an eye opener for us, uh, where we are in the era where technology is getting improved day by day.
Mm,
New things are coming into picture. Maybe it's technical or non-technical, where we haven't seen any kind of vehicle who like run on the electricity or maybe on the charge or on the
mm,
batteries.
mm,
Now we are seeing the EVs.
mm,
So yes, future is very like from the technology perspective. If I say, then as I said that it's very decided and it's already predicted.
mm,
But if we talk about like we talk all over the things which are happening right now around the world, then
mm,
future is like very unpredicted.
mm,
Even I am saying that right now we are sitting and talking with each other. After
mm,
5, 10 years, human will not prefer to talk with each other. They will ask the robots and
mm,
talk with each other and getting things done for them.
mm,
Because right now, CEO of the Tesla, Elon Musk,
mm,
uh, like that guy is launched a robot who is like doing all the works for the humans.
mm,
Even you don't need to wash your clothes on your own, or you
mm,
don't need to prepare your food on your own. That robot is doing all the things for you. So why you
mm,
will do on your own?
mm,
So that's the technology. That's the power of the technology, and
mm,
many other things. Maybe not from the technology or technical perspective, but many other things are happening around the world.
mm,
So we need to be prepared.
mm,
Whatever coming on us, we need to be prepared to adapt it. And
mm,
I think I will say that things are going to be very advanced. Maybe some things which we are right now doing on our own, maybe we will see in upcoming years, maybe after 5 to 10 years, we will see that day where we don't need to do those things more
mm,
to live our daily routine or maybe to uh, have a good life.
mm, mm,
It's like a very confusing thing at the same time.
mm,
From the technology perspective, it's very promising. But
mm,
if we see all over the things which are happening around the world, then
mm,
it's very confusing. We are even not sure that where we are, where
mm,
we will be going after 5 to 10 years,
mm,
or where we will be standing after five,
mm.
10 years. So
Yeah,
that's something which I do understand.
yeah.
And if I talk about the education sector,
Mm,
you guys like from the education sector, you guys will be having something where you can see the small chunk of it right now these days. Many universities have started like delivering the courses, graduation courses, or maybe degrees.
mm,
maybe master's program and graduation program online, where
mm,
students don't need to go to the schools or colleges.
mm,
So
mm,
maybe right now the portion of this kind of courses is like 20/80, 20% online, and
mm,
80% people are right now going schools and colleges.
mm,
Maybe after 5, 10 years, people won't prefer to go to the college. They will do everything online.
mm,
They will
mm,
learn the online, they
mm,
will give the exams online, and everything they will do online.
mm,
So that's something which I am seeing right now for the educational perspective.
mm.
And even teachers will not get a chance to meet the students, and students will not get a chance to meet the
Yeah,
teachers. They will
yeah,
meet each other virtually. So
yeah.
that's like a scenario in the world. I can say that in the world for the
Mm,
education sector, which I am right now seeing from the
mm.
technology perspective.
And if you look over the last 5 years, how much education has changed because of the pandemic,
Yes,
that was
yes.
the
After COVID,
that's
yes,
been the
it
catalyst for the.
affected many things.
Exactly. I mean, for example, we would never have been doing this if it had been before COVID. It wouldn't have even thought about it. I wouldn't have even been doing what I've been doing for my business if it had been before COVID because
Right.
it wouldn't have been thought of. But now I've blended the classroom face-to-face in-person delivery with what I do online. And literally,
Mm,
I
right.
when I've had people say, "Oh, I don't do things online." I will say, well, it's no different with me being in front of you or through the computer screen. I'm exactly the same with the same style of delivery. It's because I've adapted and blended that approach. Um, but I know some people do still go on about the what I call, excuse me, the self-paced online learning that isn't
Right.
that human element. And I think you do need to have some human interaction. I think that you do need that being
Right.
able to ask questions and um that I've looked at the training from myself over things and what works and doesn't work. And I think things where I've just been relying on looking at a training platform and doing it, you've got a question, who do you ask type of thing. It's not um for learning, it's about being able to ask questions to the people to support you to get you through it, to get the answers, and it's instantaneous. So I think that still has got to have some play in what we're doing. So even if AI does take over um, a lot of what
Mm,
we're doing, I still don't think it's going to replace the human element of that emotion and that interaction that we have.
mm, right.
Um, One question I'm going to ask you, which is very personal, really, rather than general, but one of the things I feel very strongly about is the area of technology or the demographic that aren't able to access technology because of physical disabilities, learning disabilities, and things like that. And I see a lot of people posting about how they've used AI to create videos and technology and things
Mm,
like that. There is a lot of resources that are put out there for people of different disabilities and things that will help. And sometimes the language that is used in the information is of a higher level than necessarily the person that's supposed to be reaching is able to reach. Now, one of my um, areas of interest is in the world of the deaf community and the use of sign language. Unfortunately, I don't do sign language. It's something that I wished I could do, and it's the lack of there is a lack of interpreters and people that are able to sign out there, as in there isn't enough for what there probably is. How do you see the use of AI coming in that could make in-person looking videos where for example, if I wanted to have a video of me talking to you, but being able to do sign language as well, how realistic do you feel that would be in coming out in the future if it's I mean I don't think it is already, but how do you see that type of technology being looked at or even thought of? That would be my last question to ask you. The people where they are struggling, that are probably often overlooked. How would we look about getting that type of technology developed?
So for that, this is the one of the use case of where we can like make a sense, or we can get a sense in this use case what the problem exactly you have identified. It's a very crucial, I think. And this combines two sectors with each other. First is the healthcare, and the second one we can say education.
Hmm.
Because those who are using the sign language, they have some disabilities. That's why they are using the sign language.
Hmm.
Second thing, if you are teaching your students who are having this kind of disabilities, then that's the use case from the educational perspective,
Hmm.
right? So yes, right now, as you said, that there is no any kind of tool who can when you speak in the in the normal language, maybe we do communication in the English and record the video in the English, and that video can be translated into sign language. There is a no not any tools present right now in the market, but yes, even that will be getting done in the
Hmm.
near future,
Hmm.
because you can see right now in the market AI image generators, AI video generators,
Hmm.
AI avatar generators. Like you
Hmm.
can generate your own AI avatar, which
Hmm.
will be speaking like you.
Hmm.
And like if you are communicating on the social media with XYZ person, suppose we are communicating on daily basis on
Hmm.
the social media, like on LinkedIn,
Hmm.
but sometime you don't have a time to speak with me,
Hmm.
then that your AI avatar will connect with me and speak with me on
Hmm.
behalf of you
Hmm.
in your absence.
Hmm.
So that things are already here in the market, right?
Hmm.
So maybe this will be soon you will see or hear about this as well, and
Hmm.
it will come into the market.
Hmm.
But right now there is nothing like that. But yes, this is the one of the best use case which I have heard right now
Hmm.
till the date, because for the last 3 to 4 months I'm connecting with the multiple professionals across the globe and
Hmm.
discussing the various uh, direction, the various direction. Like in short, in other words, we can say that I am discussing 360-degree communication,
Hmm.
360-degree ideas of the AI and its use cases.
Hmm.
So this is the one of the best use case which I have heard from you, and this is the very, I think during the whole interview, this is the one of the best question which I have heard from you, because at the same time you are taking care of the people who have
Hmm.
some disabilities.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's like for the human being, as a human being, we are doing something good where disabled persons and disabled peoples are take a advantage of the AI technology. So that would be a fruitful, I think, and I will try to identify
Hmm.
something like this. And if I'm getting something like this, then definitely I will share with you.
Oh, that would be lovely. Well, guys, you've heard it first, where it came from, who came up with that idea. Yeah, the honey, the honey.
Right, right.
So I ought to patent that, shouldn't I? The design, the concept. I say these ideas, they come up, they come up from me, like that. Nothing like the live interview when you come up with an idea, what's being done about it.
I think I think before making live of before publishing this interview, you need to ask your viewers to sign the NDA, and you need to make sure they are not sharing this idea with anyone else.
Maybe this part of the interview might get edited out. We'll have to see. But
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
um, so anyway, um, what I want to say is anybody who is watching the interview and isn't going to pinch my idea that just came out of my head, and yes, they definitely need to sign a non-disclosure thing. We will not reveal the contents of this interview.
Correct.
But if you have got any questions about what we've been talking about today and watching this, and you would like to talk to us a little bit more about it, then do drop us an email, put a comment on YouTube, send us an email, and the email that you can reach us on is the beinthespotlight@gmail.com. Okay, that is the mailbox to reach us, and it will get forwarded to you. And obviously keep a watch out on the social medias because all the social media platforms there will be featuring little bits about what we've been talking about. But obviously, you want to make sure
Correct.
that you're watching this this interview in its entirety. You never know; you might also just get to listen to it as well coming up in the future. But let's do the steps the steps one at a time. So talking about steps now, I think we've chatted quite a long time for the audience. So I know which platform I use, and I know that you work for Collab. AI. I have had the
CollabAI.
privilege of seeing a little sneak peek of this before, but Vikas has very kindly said that he will do a demonstration of the AI tool that he uses in his business. And I'll let him tell you a little bit more about what makes Collab AI unique and why you should check it out as a platform. So, Vikas, if you'd like to take us over to your demonstration so that you can show us what makes your AI tool a little bit more unique and special, then that would be really good.
Thanks very much. I definitely like to share a quick demonstration about the Collab AI because I believe that it would be useful for you as well and for your viewers as well.
Hmm.
And definitely, if anyone from the viewers or maybe anyone who wanted to utilize the or maybe use this platform, feel free to reach me out. I will give you 3 months of free trial without any cost. You just need to try it out. And if you are getting benefits, it's up to you. Like you wanted to subscribe it, man. If you don't want to go it, it's totally fine because I want to do the good deeds for the
Hmm.
human community, and I just wanted to make people educated with
Hmm.
the AI and its positive sides. So that's
Hmm.
why I took this initiative and I am doing this. So let me share my screen so that
Thank
I
you.
can show you.
Thank you.
Yep. What's there and how it will be going to work. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, this is the whole interface of the Collab AI.
Hmm.
And I think many of platforms we have integrated over here, which you have heard of and maybe you have used.
Hmm.
ChatGPT, Gemini, and Cloud.
Hmm.
So maybe sometime what you will do, you need to access the ChatGPT. Then in one tab, you will open the ChatGPT. If you
Hmm.
wanted to use the Gemini, then you will in the second tab you will open the Gemini.
Hmm.
If you wanted to use the cloud, then you will be opening the cloud in the new tab. But
Hmm.
over here you are getting access to all these three premium APIs or maybe LLM. So
Hmm.
if you want to use the Gemini, then you need to switch it on from here. If you
Hmm.
want to use Claude, then you just need to switch it from here.
Hmm.
And if you want to use ChatGPT, then you can switch it from here.
Hmm.
Now, most important and most interesting part is over here, AI agents, which
Hmm.
I have talked many times during the whole session, and even on the LinkedIn, I am talking about this.
Hmm.
So, what is the AI agent? AI agent is one kind of AI based human which would be doing your particular task as per your instruction.
Hmm.
So over here, you can see some of the agents which I have created, right? This is the Vikas workboard. So
Hmm.
this is the agent, AI based agent, where this agent will be take care of my day-to-day task.
Hmm.
It will be reminding me what kind of task I need to get done today.
Hmm.
Let me give you the live demo of this agent so you will get it more on it.
Hmm.
And I think maybe any professional or anyone who can like wanted to keep track of their works and anything, they can use this. So I'm just writing over here today. That's it, nothing. And now what it will do, I have connected uh, my task items,
Mm-hmm.
today's task. I have connected my CRM over here within my account. So it will be like scrapping all the details,
Mm,
fetching all the details from my CRM and giving me my today's task. So over here, you can see that I have three action item in my list.
mm-hmm.
Uh, their titles, their priority, their deadlines, their status, and their details,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And apart from this, it would be giving the action points as well and notes as well. Like all action
Mm,
listed are in the progress and
mm,
have not been marked as completed.
mm,
These details
mm,
for each task provide the
mm,
context.
mm,
So that's something where you managing multiple things in the calendar. You
mm,
don't need to go the calendar. You just need to ask this agent like, what is my today's task?
mm,
And it will give you all list of all your tasks.
mm,
Similarly, over here, you can see another agents as well, which
mm,
I have created.
mhm,
This is the meet transcriptor. So what is the use of this AI agent? If we go on any kind of client call, it's our responsibility to remember all the things like what kind of things we are talking with our clients.
mm,
If you
mm,
are taking any course or if you are delivering any session to your students online, you need to remember like what questions you have taught in the first session and
mm,
what you will be going to teach them in the second session. So
mm,
for that, you need to keep track of your course and maybe what we can say, your learning structure, like teaching structure. In
mm,
first session, you have delivered this and you will be delivering this. So
mm,
for that, for as a backup, we do record our sessions and we do record our courses
mm,
from the educational perspective. After recording, you want a small highlight, like what you have like taught to your students
mhm,
in the last session.
mm,
Then you just don't need to anything. You just need to go in the any kind of recording.
mm,
I'm just like fetching one recording transcript to show you live demo on it.
mm,
Over here, I will be posting the transcript of any of my client call.
mm,
And just let me give you the example. So
mm,
let me pick any of the call. Okay,
mhm,
I would be picking the call and I have copied the transcript
mhm,
and now I'm posting the transcript over here.
mhm,
That's it.
mhm,
Now this AI agent will give me the highlight of whole meeting of the
mm,
14 minutes. Like within the 40 minutes, what
mm,
kind of discussion I had with my client,
mm,
what is the overview, what I have given them and
mm,
everything. You can
mm,
see that. On the
mm,
first point, I given the introduction of our company,
mm,
and on the second note, I given them a product overview, like what is the CollabAI and
mm,
everything. In
mhm,
the use case discussion, I have defined some use cases which are relevant to their businesses
mm,
and they can use for their business. And
mm,
after that, I discussed on future collaborations, like
mhm,
how they can implement any one of the use case for their business,
mm,
and we can do the future collaboration on it.
mm,
And
mhm,
apart from that, I asked them for the marketing and networking because client was impressed with our CollabAI tool, and they
mm,
asked that if they can do the marketing and networking for us because they are really impressed.
mm,
So this is the whole overview of
mm,
my meet. And after that, this AI agent is asking me what you wanted to do with this. You
mm,
wanted to draft the user story, you
mm,
wanted to draft the email, or you wanted to prepare a presentation deck.
mm,
So let me ask him third number.
mm,
I wanted to prepare a slide summary, single slide
mm,
summary.
mhm,
So now it will like try to remember everything and it will prepare a one slide summary presentation for me.
mm, mm,
So now what I will be doing? Simple. I would be copying all the content from here
mm,
and opening the Word file or maybe presentation PPT
mm,
file and pasting all over there
mm,
and do some design work.
mm,
That's it, and share with my client.
mm,
So that's the power of the AI. If you remember everything manually and
mm,
if you go to share everything, like write it down or everything in the document or on the
mm,
presentation manually, then it will
mm,
take around 1 or 2 hours. But
mm,
with the AI, you can get this thing done within 1 or 2 minutes.
mm, mm,
Similarly, over here,
mm,
luckily, I have prepared one agent for the education background as well.
mm,
So I think it's for the US and specifically for the New York State Education Department. But
mhm,
yes, uh, I would like to give the example of it as well.
mm,
Is Here the some of the by default questions which I have put it over here. So
mm,
let's ask the question: what subjects can be taught in the kindergarten?
mhm,
So it will fetch all the detail according to New York State Education
mm,
Department, and it will give the all the details according to New York's educational structure.
mm,
So sometime if you don't know what kind of subjects
mm,
can be taught to what grade student,
mm,
this kind of AI agent can be your guide,
mm,
where they can guide you that you can pick on these subjects and
mm,
you can teach your students these subjects. So
mm,
over here, we ask the question like what subjects can be taught in the kindergarten?
mm.
And these are the subjects:
Yeah.
communication, language, literacy, mathematics, science, social studies, the arts,
Mm,
physical development and health,
mm,
approaches to learning, encouraging curiosity, persistence in task, problem solving, and creativity.
mm.
Let me ask one counter question. Tell me more about. We wanted to know science.
Mhm,
Now it will tell me more about the science subject, like what can be taught in the
mm,
science subject in the kindergarten. Let's see that how much detailed description
mhm,
you are getting over here.
mhm,
That's the topic wise and everything you are getting over here
mm.
in the kindergarten, like what is showing and what kind of subject is getting taught in the kindergarten. So that's
Yeah.
the power of the AI,
Yeah.
which even educational individuals,
Yeah.
coaching centers and tutoring centers can utilize. You can create your AI agents to manage your particular operation. If you wanted to like manage subjects,
Mm,
then you can manage the subjects
mm,
and you can like manage the marks of the students, the list of the students. Everything can be done through the AI. It's
mm.
up to you.
Mm. It's certainly mind blowing what it can do. I mean, I say I'm pretty good, but you know, when you see it like that, you just think, oh my God, there's so much stuff that you can do, and I like as well the fact that you know there are people. I mean, I use ChatGPT, but people who use Claude, people are using Gemini. Some mentioned Copilot. You know, they're all being used, but having the opportunity to use them all under the same hat, you know, I think is really good that you've got them all there. So it's a really
Right.
good, really good, really good. I know when you showed me before, I thought, oh, it looks really good. So thank you for showing us and sharing with us
Mm.
that again. That was really good, Vikas.
And
Thank you.
also, there is one more point. As you said in the start of the communication, that the people are not trusting ChatGPT and that kind of platform because of
Mm,
the security perspective. They
mm,
don't want to share their data to the third party.
mm,
So in the case of the CollabAI, your data would be 100% secure. It
mm,
would be encrypted in encrypted form.
mm,
Your data would be not going to any third party platforms or any third party resource.
mm,
So that's the biggest advantage from the
mm,
privacy and security for
mm,
all the peoples who have a privacy and security related
mm,
concerns.
mm, mm. And that's a really good thing. So to finish off on that note, then, so what would there be? any tips that you would share of the do's and don'ts on AI technology to protect yourselves and stay online? What would you say are the definite do's and the definite don'ts?
For the definite do's, I will share and I will give the tip that take it out maximum in a positive way and utilize it in a best way, which is helpful to your goals. Maybe it's personal, it's related to business, it's related to skill learning, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, very strict, very forward. Don't trust any like any kind of platform, AI platform where you will be getting asked to share your personal data. Maybe sharing email is very nowadays very common because we do log in and sign up for the platform, various platforms. So we do need to provide over their emails. But yes, whenever it comes on any kind of sharing any kind of banking details or maybe any kind of financial details or maybe your personal contact number, it's a red light for you. Make sure that you are avoiding that kind of things and you are avoiding to provide your details. Yes, apart from that, for the AI, don'ts take it lightly. Don't take it too much seriously. Like if you wanted to write an email and at that time you need to add your personal touch. Suppose I am writing you an email that hey, so we are connecting after 2 hours to record our session or maybe our interview. So let's catch up soon. So over there in writing that email, it will require a human touch. And if you are getting those things done by the AI, then it will not make sense.
Mm,
So yes, adapt in a positive way, but don't get habituated for the AI where you will be avoiding to do your regular works as well.
mm,
Don't get that much habituated of AI. So
mm,
that's the something which I would like to convey to the viewers and to the society who is going to use the AI.
mm, mm. That's a good tip. Good tips there. Thank you. Well, Vikas, thank you ever so much for giving your time up this afternoon to chat to
Yeah.
me about everything to do with AI, and sharing your demo for Collab and us getting our being able to take note from what you've been sharing with us. If, as I said, if anybody's got any questions that they want to ask Vikas or myself about what we've talked about in this interview, do reach out to us. As I said, it's beinthespotlight@gmail.com, and we can respond to your questions and and potentially put together an AI guide to what we talked about as well.
Correct. Correct.
So
Yes.
thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Be in the spotlight is the place to be network driven. Business technology. Be in the spotlight is the place to be. Tech talk tips for free.